Jets. A happy Christmas Eve to all. What a good one we have in store as we are underway here in Week 16. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Brandon, whatever happened to the old rule that if you don't know that you're definitely going to get it to at least a 20-yard line, you just take a knee in the end zone. Sometimes being too aggressive can actually cost you.
Already here, they'll audible to something else. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And Howe will throw it. Short throw there, caught by Thomas. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Howe throwing on 3rd down here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Hardman on the return. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Jets will take over. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. You talk about this Washington defense. They were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
If I'm playing quarterback against this team, after what I saw in film where they had 5 picks last week, all I'm thinking about is taking care of the football, being very careful with it, and making sure I see my guys open before I throw it.
I might curl up in the fetal position.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't think he's going to do that, though. Now it's Rodgers. This pass out wide to Hall. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
On play action, Rodgers. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. Now this defense for the Commanders, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Rodgers wants to change the look. Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. He gets it underneath to Hall. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game. Like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Here's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Davis. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 17-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Zerline good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Faking the handoff. Howell. And this one is incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Off play action. It's Howell. Slings this deep from McLaurin. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Commanders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This taken in right around the goal line. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 7-7, our score after 1. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. From the gun, it's Rodgers. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw is Rodgers. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes you're fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a first down Washington on a pickup of 18. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 16 more on that one and another first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness, just about got him into the end zone.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Sly able to put this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. It's his 8th rushing touchdown on the campaign and 10th overall. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Commanders take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Brandon Eccles. And the Jets will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Throwing on 1st down, but this one... complete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
A first throw for the backup, Wilson. Throw left side, complete. That's Hall. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. He's to the 15. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, what a game this has turned out to be for him. Remember, CD, he had the turnover earlier, and now the pick 6, that's the cherry on top.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. When you force a turnover on defense, you're the guy most excited about getting back out there and trying to force another one. How about him picking off that pass, setting his sights on the end zone? You know he wasn't going to be denied getting there either.
Jets 7.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now if you want to take a shot on second down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
This is Wilson on the jet sweep. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
They go play action with Wilson.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. Down the sideline he goes. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown.
So now 2 pick sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
But number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head and walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And a route is on here in this first half. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead he does go down to a knee. And they'll bring the football out to the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Wilson. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Mecole Hardman, 72 yards.
And the Jets get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Zerline now for the PAT. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
It's so risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just
take this into the locker room. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
A gain of 22 yards. First down.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
The score, Commanders 31, Jets 13.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A three-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no three-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Open man here is Conklin. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And Wilson going to change things up here.
A quick throw out to Hardman on the perimeter. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
Again, Wilson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. That is caught. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now a pass hauled in downfield. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. A very solid gain of 27.
Running left, it's Hall. Brought down at the 20. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Gets it out quickly here to the left flank.
Oh, he's going to be stopped up right at that unofficial yellow line, but I do believe he got the 2 yards. Yes, confirmed by the referee. It's a first down. Locates Hardman for another catch.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Here's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Wilson will throw again. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game. Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
And the Jets are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare to do that? What was
maybe
that?
they saw something on film, but do you see something on film when they to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. Now Zerline on and the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
A bit more of a somber tone here as they take the field after throwing that pick six. But, Charles, the bottom line is they still have the lead. They're still in the driver's seat.
You're right about that, and let's face it, when you throw a pick six, it's demoralizing. But when you look up at the scoreboard and realize you still have the lead, you kind of put that wry smile on your face and say, okay, let's just shake it off and start over again. Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast.
There he goes left side. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Howell out of the shotgun.
Taking a shot for Samuel. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Second down throw for Howell. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Commanders will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
38, Jets 26.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see.
And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown! Nicole Hardman, an 80-yard touchdown.
And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Zerline now for the PAT. And this is back to a 5-point game. Still just a 2-score game in the third quarter, but they're going to go onside kick here anyway.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Third quarter action, and we appreciate you spending your Christmas Eve right here with us. 2nd and 10. Second down and a run by Robinson.
Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
We're off to the fourth quarter here on Christmas Eve. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Powell changing the play here. Robinson up the middle.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 9 good yards here on the run, and now 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
They'll go play action. Howell able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown, Washington. Logan Thomas
from 19 yards away.
And the Commanders are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
His
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
A tough spot here, 3rd and 15.
Throwing is Wilson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Wilson.
On the out route, he completes it to Hall.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To throw again is Wilson. Completes it to Davis.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 36.
Now Wilson.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Corey Davis, 30 yards. And the Jets have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Zerline connects on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And able to get this out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to...
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Brandon Eccles.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. After the interception, here's Wilson. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Commanders take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they have to try and move past that pick six because now they're dealing with a fourth-quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in points. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose.
Wow. That ball was not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them all. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
They'll run with Patterson.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them. 4th and 2. 4th down, Howell, desperation time. These guys running back out of the backfield.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That one downfield for Dotson.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown.
Jahan Dotson.
50 yards.
And the Commanders answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives them a 7-point lead. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Give to Hall running right.
Escapes the defender. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
Here's Wilson.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
They'll set up the screen for Hall.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Wilson to throw. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Wilson.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Throwing now is Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Back to throw.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Well, he is putting in a great all-around game, Charles. He already ran one in for a score, and now they utilize him in the passing game.
And they put a lot of pressure on a defensive coordinator and defense, don't they? Because they're used to him as a runner. But it turns out he's just as dangerous as some of those receivers, and he showed it right there. You don't pay enough attention to him defensively, he makes you pay.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Here's Howell. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Here comes 2nd down. Howell to throw.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The approach is dropping a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on the first 2 throws has them huddling up. They're trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get the momentum going again.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Dotson, he's got it.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts.
That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
This is 1st and 10. Howell looking to throw again. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Ashton Davis. Now he's free at the 35.
4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. You think back to halftime, you know, they were close to being written off. They faced the deficit, and now here's we begin overtime. They're 1 drive away from a comeback victory.
Think about where they started and how far they've come back from. And look, you and I both know that when we talk with coaches, most of the time they don't say that momentum is something that factors into how they coach a ball game, because they say each game is its own entity. But within a game, I think they all believe in momentum, and they certainly have it going in their direction right now.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
They go play action with Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we've got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game, and boy, they did it well.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return, you can win it.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, that almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
Now 2nd and 9. Hall again on 2nd down.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him now as he was just trying to win his guys to an overtime victory. He showed his shiftiness and his explosion to take him all the way down near the goal line.
Love that description, and it creates momentum. Maybe you hand it to him again since he's got it going, or do you fake it to him and throw it to a teammate? Right now, the options are wide open.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage you gain there is really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my own coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Hall.
And he's into